Welcome to the official AFL Fantasy podcast with the Traders.
G'day with the Traders, I'm Roy, I coach Destroy, and I'm here with Warnie.
Coach of the Wandogs.
And Calvin.
Coach of Calvin 8.
Righto boys, today we're going to have a look at a bit of fantasy talent coming out of the Dockerland.
Yes. There's a little bit there.
There's a bit.
There's a little bit.
There's actually quite a few names that we'll run through because I think Freo improve.
Do you?
Yep. And I think they are building themselves, ready to become a
What?
powerhouse.
Oh, a powerhouse. He was lost for words and he just resorted to powerhouse.
You didn't let me finish. The powerhouse is south of the Swan River in Perth. Anyway.
Okay, that
there's
makes
some
more
players
sense.
worth looking at. Caleb Serong is the number one that we're going to go for because
Yep.
Caleb Serong
Okay.
is our poster boy for Freo for fantasy
Yes.
because he's a third-year breakout
Yeah.
player, and that's where we're looking. So he's priced at 82. Now, we always like that end-of-season form, and he averaged 94 in the last 8 rounds. His last 3 games, 118, 117, 116.
That's elite.
All very
Yes.
nice numbers.
Isn't
And
it?
Chera's gone. He's in there with his buddy Brayshaw. I think it's looking good. Now, I basically think, priced at 82, at worst, his 95 is almost how I feel about him at the moment, and that is a pretty
Look, Doc.
easy pick.
We've seen him play for a
Yep.
couple of years now, and there is no doubt the potential is there.
Yep.
Like, he's a gun, realistically. Why did he play such low time on ground
Yeah, that's
randomly?
right. And that's been the concern for him.
Yeah.
But now, after seeing what he did at the last part of the season, let's hope that that's what we've got moving forward.
So you're not
3
fearful.
years in now.
You're not fearful that round one we could see him go back to like his percentage time on ground used to be like
In the
60.
Yep.
That's ridiculous. That we wouldn't go round one. Oh my God, it's just happened again. We should
Plenty
have
of
seen
things
this
have happened.
coming.
We should have seen this coming.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I'm feeling fairly confident at this stage. And I
Yeah.
think we'll just have to... It's a pre-season watch. But
Yeah.
at this stage going, that's your stereotypical breakout.
Oh, 100%.
It
That's
ticks every
that's
box.
the 80 towards 100
It's
type
actually,
moves that
it
you have.
feels like a gift
Yes.
that he has. And he's only got that average down so low because he was getting so burnt for clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
think
you've got
it's a
other
great,
like
great
mixers,
call. Doc.
Mundy, he's 48 now
Yes.
or whatever.
Yes.
Like he's
Getting
but
close.
you've got it all looks everything adds up.
It does.
For
It does,
So
100%.
That's where I feel, I suppose. Okay, so
Can I just stop you for a second?
go.
Are you considering starting him in your team?
Yes,
Yes.
100% I am.
What about you, Roy?
Yes.
Yeah, good. We're all on at the moment.
Yeah, it just looks too good to be true.
It does.
Yep. So Brayshaw as well, as I mentioned. So he averaged 104. He's just had a nice progression in his career as well with his numbers.
Yeah.
And I think he's just going to be a nice little
Just a very good
triple
player,
figure
isn't he?
performer.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's what we're going to get. Let's look at other players there. Ruck, Sean Darcy, $786,000.
He finally did it. He
did.
finally did it.
And he did. And he played 21 games
Yes.
as well when we thought there was a couple of times where we thought he's not shooting up the next week. And he did.
That's
Sure
the
enough.
thing. So for someone who's had such a horrid run with
Yep.
injuries, how did he
Yeah.
face so many injury clouds where it looked like, and you thought, given he's a big fella and he's had the history, there's no way he will play.
Yeah.
And he kept backing up.
And he ended up being a popular option because he did have the ruck forward status, and so people were able to flick him in the forward line and do some work with that. I'm just going to be a little bit devil's advocate on him and his progression. So he's priced at 94. The 94 average is great, and there's upside in that because he's gone up from 65 the year before and 74 the year before that. So, I think it was about that. So anyway, but he's had some decent numbers along the way, but
Yes.
But it
Even
was just that jump there, and it was what people had predicted him to be. But there's always been the issue with his body.
Yes.
100%. I remember every week we would talk about trade targets and we'd say he ticks every box apart from the fact he's a ticking time bomb.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's going to hurt you.
So
But it didn't hurt
It
anyone.
didn't.
It didn't hurt him.
So his numbers last year were pretty consistent. But I will throw out these numbers for you.
Is this a flag?
A flag.
Ooh.
So his big scores, he had 133. That was against Essendon. Draper didn't play that game. It was Phillips rucking that game. Okay.
Flag.
132 against the Suns. That was when their Nuffy rucks were in there. 122 against Hawthorn. Segler was the main man, and McAvoy basically played as a forward that game.
Right.
So Segler can ruck. He's all right. But they're things that are just worth knowing. That boosts his average up to that 84 with those big numbers.
Have you taken those scores out and done his average again?
I have, and it made his average lower. So
Wow.
there you go. So, but
What a genius.
So the thing is, though, he is young and he is on an upward trajectory.
Okay.
The other side of that, too, is that I don't think he's got a lot of worries about the second ruck there. So that's something that is a big
That's
positive
why they
about
kept
him.
rolling him out.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
So he's going to be better than the 94 that he's at.
Yeah.
He's
You would
hitting
think
100.
So. He could hit 100.
Could be. The thing is, but maybe the 94 is about where it is because of those bigger scores.
Okay.
So maybe there's
hear what you're
improvement, but are those a little bit...
I don't know. I think he
But
can
then
pump
again,
those
you're
out.
still going to have the opportunities to have those bigger scores
are.
against some of those teams.
You are.
So
Yeah.
that was just the flag, I guess, on that.
Okay, good flag.
No, it's great flagging.
All right, some other names. They were busy in the trade period. Jordan Clark went over there and we've gone, ooh, this could be the chance after having him last year and struggling with him. But he's mid-only, and that's a drama. So price at 66, I think it's just too much to get him. He might gain defender status if you're thinking draft and maybe he's the free agent type pickup, a couple of weeks in where you've seen a defensive role and therefore he could be an option there, Cal.
That's a no, dog.
That's a no?
No one's touching him.
You've never been a believer,
No,
have you?
I haven't.
No.
And it's worked for me quite well.
It was a hard ride last year, wasn't it?
Oh,
Roy?
wasn't it just?
Will Brodie was the other one they picked up, and this was number one on Calvin's pre-season
most
list
relevant
of most
traded
relevant
players.
Pricks my ears up.
People
So
love
he's priced at 46. His 2019 average was 88 from 8 games. His top score was 142.
Big.
In the VFL this year, or last year, sorry, 2021, he averaged from 9 games 117.4.
That's big.
He was a number 9 draft pick in his draft year. So
He picks himself.
he
He's a
does.
walk-up.
DPP, and at that price there, 387 with the mid-forward status.
Jeez, we've got
He's
some
your-
underpriced forward options.
He's your F5.
Okay.
Depends on if you're going to go
So
crazy like you've been thinking, Roy, with your different cheaper forwards, but I think he's
I'm
your F5.
thinking we're so loaded in that position, dog, that we might actually end up with a DPP in the midfield as the link, and it might actually be an on-fielder, not one of your little spud
smart.
bench options.
Here's
It could happen.
a question. So he couldn't get a game with Gold Coast.
Yeah.
So now he gets a game, walks into Freo.
Well, he just must have been
think
out
he
of
will.
favour.
Yeah.
His numbers
Something
are
going
too
on.
good.
Okay.
I think he will.
All right. So you think he's definite best 22?
I think so.
Okay.
We'll be monitoring this pre-season.
Yeah, I tend to agree, dog.
Well, my mate Schmooky, he'll be all over it.
He
will be.
He
He
will.
will be, and we'll be. He's given me a couple of notes actually. So, on Clark, he actually said Clark will play halfback. So that's what Schmooky said to me.
Right.
So there's that
Schmooky would know.
DPP cow. He might gain defender status.
Mate, he scores 50s.
And here we right now.
If
so.
that.
Young is the other one. So Hayden Young there.
Oh, yes,
So,
I've been looking into this.
we've got to consider Hayden Young. 543, so he's got a bit of value about him, or well, expensiveness, because that's priced at 65. But I think, a couple of years in,
I know.
this could be his chance to hopefully.
What do you see it
pass
being?
Yeah.
It's 80 plus.
Could he be like a bit of that, like the GWS halfbacks, the young fella that gets to have that decent opportunity?
He's shown he can do it too.
Yeah.
I think he's one that we'll definitely be monitoring and watching. It might just be that awkward price.
It is
for
awkward.
draft, for classic.
Yeah.
But for draft, he could end up being one of those great late round picks. That one of those ones that might even be drafted for your bench, and then you end up going,
Thank
he's
you.
an on-field player from
I like
week
that.
to week. Now, the wing is the other interesting part. So that is, we know that Clark looks like he's a half-back now, thanks to Schmooky. But Schmooky did say wing roles are up for grabs. Darcy Tucker wants one and started pre-season well. But the other one, Liam Henry, he's training with the midfield and looking very fit.
What?
So he's one to watch at $317,000 as a forward.
Right.
So
And potential
has
wing
not
roll.
done anything to make us go fantasy.
No.
Are you scraping the barrel that much?
Schmooky said.
It's a good squirt.
I'll pay the squirt. Liam Henry on a wing.
Heard it first here.
Right.
By Schmooky. So second, sort of. Anyway.
Now, draftees, probably not a hell of a lot to really get into. Erasmus is the most likely draftee to play early, according to Schmooky, but there's not going to be easy games for any Freo draftees. They're in that sort of position, I think, as well, like some of the other teams where, it's about what they've got and consolidating.
Have you done any work here, or has Schmooky just done it all
I feel
for
like
you?
he's cheated,
Yeah.
and he thinks because he's resourced it, like he's telling us where it came from, that's okay.
Yeah, he's passing the blame.
It's called research. That is research.
It's called passing the blame.
Yeah, that's part of it.
So you're not wrong.
Okay,
Smooky's going to be
I'll
wrong.
go one. I went to training and saw that O'Driscoll looks like he's added some decent muscle, and hopefully he's ready. Now, O'Driscoll, he's at the bottom of the list. Defender mid 190k. So,
Wow.
there you go, Cal.
I can picture Smooky on the sideline there with a before and after photo, and just going, "Oh yes, he does look a little bit bigger."
Yeah, done a bit.
Send that to Dog.
Well, I'll tell you what. I do like that Schmooky's had his eyes over
Same.
the docket.
Another cheap one, though. Here's one that is an established player that you've heard of before, Joel Hamling.
I have.
Defender,
Premiership
196k. He's almost based on price with
You
that
know why?
196. Why?
He can't score over 50.
So, but 196 is priced at
23.
23, Cal.
Oh, there's a bit of meat on the bone,
So
then, isn't
he
there?
can double what he's priced
Like
at.
he's best 22.
Yeah.
You think about the dudes that we have that last till round 3 in D8.
Yeah, all right.
He's a better
be
placeholder at the
Hamlin.
moment than other players.
That's the
That's
thing.
the other
Okay.
thing that you
Great
could be looking
placeholder.
at. Valenti, he's been on our
Valenti!
pre-season watch list,
Well,
but he's going all right.
Is he on the
apparently, at
list
moment.
still?
Yeah. So
This is good.
What?
it's
This
been
is
quite a
good.
while on the list, and he did have some time out last year.
Right.
So hopefully he is.
What did
tracking
Schmooky
well.
say about Valenti?
He's put on
There's
a
been a
bit of...
couple of reports about
put on
him
a bit of
this week.
size.
Nothing from Schmooky in those notes. So
Oh, damn it.
but,
That's who we need.
he's one
We
to
do.
watch.
The hit
Oh,
up.
the other one that is worth having a look at, and this could be a draft one. I'm not touching this in Classic, but he's 516 in Classic, which is a lot cheaper than where he's been before. Michael Walters, 61.5 average last season. So his 3 years prior to that, though, 80, 94, 91.
He struggled last
He
year.
massively did. And it's the role's what it's all about.
Yeah.
What did Schmooky say about him?
Nothing.
Oh, what?
Could be a good late draft.
You're not
pick there
asking
in
the right
Walters.
questions,
He's not,
Dog.
is he?
Oh, I didn't. I just said, Schmooky, here's the prices, mate. Do my work for me. I mean, no, can you give me any...
You need to push the friendship and you need to keep going, and one more.
Yeah.
And one more. Like Walters, come on.
He should have been at the top of the
That is
list.
so cheap. What happened to him? Why was he that bad? Will he be that bad again? I
Put him
need
on
to
the
know
list.
that. That's
Priced
phenomenal.
at 62.
Schmooky did promise me he's going to write as many burning up the track articles as he can this pre-season, so we'll see that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I wonder if Walters will get on it.
Wonder if Heath Chapman's burning up the track as well. $408,000 defender. He's tracking in the right way, according to a
Really?
lot of track watchers.
Yeah, okay. He came in, made instant impact, didn't
Yeah,
he?
so
Remember those
worth having.
It was good.
Anyway, that's Fremantle, I think.
Yeah.
Until
Well,
Schmooky gives me some more information.
well, I don't really understand
So who
where
we
your
going?
comment at the start of the podcast came. What did he say they're going to be? Something.
Powerhouse. The south of the Swan River. You didn't let me finish.
I forgot. You
Dog,
didn't
so
finish.
I'm
They're better than
looking
the waffle teams down there, aren't
They
they?
are. They are.
Serong.
Serong is definitely there, and
Darcy
so
is
is
going to
Will.
improve. Will Brodie is probably your biggest lock.
They're your two, I think. Just Serong and Brodie from that at the moment.
And Cal, Liam Henry, midfield role.
Not interested, but thank you.
Thanks for tuning in. We've got more of these to come throughout January, so make sure you are subscribed on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and keep clicking back to afl.com.au and also the AFL Live app for heaps of fantasy content this pre-season.